Hello again. Now you may be very overwhelmed with all the kitchen gadgets out there and wondering what you actually need to make healthy, delicious food. So I thought I would show you the top 5 things that I use day to day in the kitchen. I have to admit, a load of other stuff that doesn't see the light of day very often, where I've got a bit carried away and it's stuck in my cupboard. But these are the things I actually use. So first up, I obviously chop a lot of vegetables, and the thing that I use most often is this lovely big wooden chopping board, which I picked up at a supermarket, cost about £15. And the thing to say about this is, firstly, it's big, because if you're chopping a lot of different things, you don't want to be faffing around with a tiny little thing that's just going to make the whole thing harder. And the second thing is you don't want to be using a plastic chopping board, because you know when you chop on plastic, you get those tiny little nicks in the plastic. Well, those little shards end up in your food and then in you. And you definitely don't want that. So stick to wood. It's been used for thousands of years and it's completely safe. And the next thing is my knife. So I've got a serious knife here that I use. This was actually a birthday present I got a couple of years ago. And you may think it's an odd choice for a birthday present, but believe me, when you're chopping up a load of sweet potatoes, which are tough to cut into, you really appreciate having something that just slices through. So my advice is just to get the best knife that you can afford. So I also do a lot of washing of leafy green vegetables, and that can be a pain if you're using a tiny little sieve. So I've got this big sieve thing which I picked up again at a market. It was dead cheap, but makes it quicker and easier, because I don't know about you, but washing vegetables is not really my idea of having a good time, so I just want to get through it as quickly as I can. Okay, so moving on to more sort of gadgety stuff. Now, my Vitamix was an investment, but I do use it an awful lot. So in the summer, I use it loads to make really nice smoothies, and in the winter, I use it to make really nice creamy soups. And the other thing that I use all the time is my slow cooker. Now, I actually love my slow cooker so much. I have 2 of them that I very regularly have on the go at the same time. So this one's got bone broth in, for example. And the thing that I love most about the slow cooker is I'm actually quite a lazy cook in the kitchen. And it's just the simplest thing in the world, because you throw in some vegetables and meat and spice and pour in some liquid and you just leave it. And then in the evening, you've got a delicious whatever it is, all ready and hot and ready to go. And the other thing is, it's a really healthy way of cooking, because all of the nutrients in the food are trapped in the slow cooker. And it's cooked at relatively low temperature, so you get all the benefits, and plus it's really economical to run, so it's like having a light bulb on. So those are the things that I use all the time. There are things I have in my cupboard, as I said, which I hardly ever use and I do feel a bit bad about. For example, my spiralizer. I did make courgette twice, and for whatever reason, I just can't be bothered getting it out and using it, and that may just be me. And then I also invested a couple of years ago, I got very carried away and I bought a dehydrator. So I had in my head I was going to make lovely organic kale chips in my dehydrator, and I did for a couple of weeks, and then kind of got bored of it. And I must just share with you, the last time I think that this was used, I came home and I heard it on because it makes a noise that would raise the dead. And I thought, well, that's odd. I didn't put anything in the dehydrator. So I went to investigate, and what did I find? But these 2 putrid, disgusting insoles, which I barely want to touch. And they belonged to my son, Louis, who had gone out in the rain and his feet had got a little bit damp. So he had thought that he would dehydrate them. In my dehydrator, where I put my lovely organic kale, he put these revolting, stinky things. So that was kind of the last time that this bit of kit was used. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I would love to hear from you. What are your favorite bits of kit that you use all the time in your kitchen? So please do leave me a comment, and thank you for watching. Bye.